What do we know about like terms? What do we know about, say, the definition? Terms that have the same variables raised to the same power. Is that the definition? Terms that have the same variable raised to the same power or the same exponent. I guess that would be another way of saying it. But power is just a little bit shorter. I like that. Okay, power and exponent being the same. Example, would 2 and 3 be like terms? Yeah, because they don't have a variable, but they are both to the same exponent. Do you agree? Okay. What about negative 7x and 3x? Would it be like terms? Same variable to the same power. What about x squared and 4x squared? Are those all examples of like terms? Yes. Okay, so if we can do some examples, we can also do some non-examples. Somebody give me 2 terms that are not like. 2 terms that are not alike. Jaslyn.
2x to the second power and 4.
Absolutely correct. Those are not like terms. What's another set, Justin?
3y and 2 squared.
Good. Not like terms. Not like. One more set.
4 and 3x.
4 and 3x. What about this one? Are 2y and 3x the same? They are not. The variable is different. Has to be the same variable. Okay? Yes, ma'am?
So if you have like a problem that's like 2x times 3x, would the x on both of them be the same number, or could it be different?
The x would only stand for one number, so it would be the same number.
Okay.
Y stands for a different number. And we don't know that until we don't know what it is until we were to solve for it, okay? Let's talk about a way that we can use this, how we use our like terms. In words, we're going to say, the whole reason why we identify where our like terms are is because we want to be able to combine them. So to combine like terms that have variables use the distributive property to add and subtract the coefficients. Add and subtract the coefs. Okay, well look at 3x and negative 7x. If we combine 3x and negative 7x, what what did I just hear you say, Chance? Yeah, that's 4x. All I'm doing is I'm putting the two together on one cake, so to speak. And it would be a negative 4x. Very good. Because the negative 7 has the greater absolute value. Okay? That's the whole purpose of finding our like terms, so we can combine them and simplify and put them together. We still don't know what x is. We haven't got anything solved, but we've pulled them together under one statement, one term. Okay? The two have now become one. Okay? Does everybody have this one down? Chances are you have to watch the video to get it done, because I'm going to move on. Okay? I am videoing it so that you can watch it on the video in Google Classroom if needed to be. Yes, sir?
What is this called freaking spelled?
No, I said I don't know.
I abbreviated COEF. COEF.
I told you it's C-O-E-F.
Yeah, well, I abbreviated it, and this pen isn't fine tip, so it kind of runs them together sometimes. Okay? Okay, that's one of them. Let's do another one. I'm sitting here thinking of what we've done so far. We've talked about putting things in simplest form. I'm going to write my def out here. Looking at the definition. If it's in simplest form, an algebraic expression is in simplest form when it has no like terms and no parentheses. Are my abbreviations messing with you?
No.
I heard an uh-huh, so let me see if I can get this to let me, okay, it's an algebraic expression in simplest
Wait, where does spring?
I wonder, hey, let me try something. I bet I could, I'm trying to make it to where you can read it better. So let's see if we do this. That's kind of what I'm wondering is if I can. I gotta figure it out. Ha 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 ha. And then I can shrink it. I'll shrink it. Okay, now let me shrinky dink it. I'll fix that. Let me get it shrunk first. See if I can slide it over there. Okay, an algebraic expression is in simplest form when it has no like terms and no parentheses. Okay? Does that help? Okay, now there's steps. We want to do that. We want to know what are the steps? How do I get it in simplest form?
Is that the additional
Well, yeah, on yours it says additional. Yep. So we're gonna call, on yours it says additional, and we're gonna call it our steps. Okay, now I'm gonna make it smaller so that we don't have to keep moving it around. Let's go with this one in red. Okay. Come on. Oh, you probably ought to go there. Step 1, rewrite as a sum. So if it's a subtraction statement, you rewrite it as a sum. Okay? As an addition statement. 2, use distributive property on parentheses. And I keep leaving that H off, don't I? Step 3, and I'm going to abbreviate step, and I'll go back and do the same for the others. Okay, 3. Rearrange terms. And 4, combine like terms. Why do we rearrange the terms, guys?
So it's easier to add them together.
Yeah, so you can get them together so they're easier to add. Let's see if I can move that out. Combine. The comb, you don't know? Combine like terms. Rearrange. I left my N. Does that look better to you? Okay. Now, let's go with a couple of examples. And I can't do these with that because it won't let me. I can't. Okay, so 5x squared plus 6x minus 3x squared plus 8 minus x. Okay? Okay, I need to rewrite it as a sum. That's the first thing it says to do. So I need to change all subtraction to add opposite. Okay? That's my step 1. Yes, sir?
Me and Zach can't read any of that.
Then move. Move over here where you can see it. Okay, just come on. That's not really going to be enough, is it?
Yeah, I
Come up here and sit down on the floor. Okay. Now, step 2 says use distributive property on the parentheses. Do I have any parentheses? No, so I don't need step 2, do I?
No.
Step 3 says rearrange the terms. And I'm going to put things together that are the same, right? So I'm going to, on my step 3, I'm going to put a 3 out here so you know that's my step. I've got 5x squared plus negative 3x squared. Do we agree with that? Okay. Plus 6x plus negative x plus 8. Do I have all the parts of my terms? And sometimes I have to double check that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have everybody there. Do you agree? And I have everything together that's alike. Put all my like terms together. Okay? So now my step 4 says combine my like terms. Well, what is 5x squared plus negative 3x squared? 2x squared What is 6x plus negative x? Ben? 5x. Can I combine 8 with anything? It's just 8. It's in for the ride. Is this now in simplest form? Do the steps, maybe for some of you that are struggling, are the steps maybe going to give you a process of how to get it done? Okay? And by you creating your own graphics, do you understand it as you're creating it? Because if you don't, it's not going to do you a bit of good. You got to know how to use it. Okay? And for some of you that can't seem to write the steps down or show the work, will it help you show your work? If you follow the steps? Shake your head yes. If I follow the steps, you're going to be able to do it. Okay? Let's go with one more. One more. You should have one more box.
Yeah, it's not
Well, we're going to call it another example. We're not doing a non, okay? I have 9 minus 3 times 2/3 m minus 1/3 close parentheses plus 3m. Nine minus 3 parentheses 2/3 m minus 1/3 close parentheses plus 3m. Everybody's writing. No logs today. Okay? Now, rewrite as a sum. Do I need to go in and do that? Everybody says yes. So I'm changing my subtraction to add opposite everywhere I see subtraction. Is it now rewritten as a sum? Okay. Then it says use the distributive property. Okay? On parentheses. Do I have parentheses? Yes, I do. So now I need to do, what is -3 times 2/3? And you got your calculator. What is -3 times 2/3?
-2.
What's it going to be there, sir? -2 m. What is -3 times -1/3? Ben?
1.
It's 1.
Wouldn't it be a -1?
Negative times negative is,
Oh, it's positive.
and you got your calculator. Use it. Now I don't want to know if you can multiply integers. I already know. Now I want you to be successful. Okay? All right, now, step 3 says rearrange. So what do I need to rearrange? I need somebody to talk to me. Tell me what to write. Miss Chloe.
9 plus 1 is 10.
I'm going to rewrite 9 plus 1, okay? What else do I rewrite?
2 plus -2 plus 3.
Negative 2m plus 3m. Now, I'm going to leave it right like that because step 3 says rearrange the terms. Did I just rearrange the terms? I don't combine them until I get to step 4. I'm not taking a shortcut. I'm going to do it all the way through because you're not ready for shortcuts. Okay? You don't know the road well enough to do shortcuts. So take the full distance. So now I'm going to combine. What is 9 plus 1? 10. What is -2m plus 3m? Raise your hand. Kaylee. 1m, or I can say m by itself. Is that correct? Okay. Have I now put this in simplest form? Have I, Jazzy?
Yes.
What was your question, babe?
I was gonna ask if it would be a negative, but I got them switched up. I thought 3 was a negative and the 2 was a positive.
So are we good? Yes, sir.
When I did it like kind of a different way, not really, but I got 7 plus 3.
Was that successful? Then I really would do it this way. But if you go step by step by step and you use the calculator that I'm giving you, can you do it? Some of you might have to slow down. Am I slowing way down? Can I get this done probably a lot faster than this? Sure I could, but it doesn't help you. Okay? There's one other that we've done, because what else have we been doing? We've been dealing with, just yesterday, we were dealing with the linear expression. The linear expression. I'm going to go over to the keyboard again. My definition of the linear expression. Now, if you listen, some of these are small because I want to get it in there, but if you listen, you can follow me along as we do it. The definition of a linear expression is an algebraic expression, meaning it has a variable, I'm going to make that go down. So, an algebraic expression in which the exponent of the variable is 1. That's it. By definition, an algebraic expression in which the exponent of the variable is 1. Now, do you usually see the 1? No. It's understood that if my variable is x, that exponent, it could be a 1 if I wanted it to be. But I don't show it because I don't need it. It's just understood, okay? Making sure we got that. Okay, let's get some examples. And this is when I have to write it because I can't do all the superscript and all that stuff very well. So it's just easier for me to write it. Example. Negative 7x. That is a linear expression. 2x plus 3. That is a linear expression. The exponent of the variable is 1, and it doesn't have an equal sign. An expression does not have an equal sign. Okay? What if I said 8 minus 1/4 x? Is that an expression? Yeah. Okay, so let's look at, I'm going to put them in the same spot here. Non-examples. X cubed is not a linear expression. It's not one. Because why? It's cubed. Yeah, the exponent is not a 1. Negative 5x squared plus x. Is that a linear expression? No, because one of the variables has an exponent that is greater than 1. Okay? What if I said x to the 7th, oops, that I can't tell. X to the 7th minus 9. Is that a linear expression? No. The minute you hear a different exponent than 1, you know it's not. Absolutely cannot be. Okay? Now, we're going to add. We're going to add the linear expression. We're going to give a sample of adding it. Okay? Seven minus W plus 3 parentheses negative 2W plus 4. Okay, very important. And I'm going to put this note out here on the outside. Before adding or subtracting expressions, you must simplify. The expressions. That's the key right there. Before you can add or subtract them, you have to simplify each expression. Have to. So in order to simplify them, you go back to the other, the simplest form, where we have the steps. Does that make sense to you? You can't add them together until you've simplified each expression. Because there's 2 expressions in this statement, isn't there? 7 minus W and 3 times parentheses negative 2W plus 4. So I have to do the simplest form first. Look at your simplest form. What was step 1? Somebody raise your hand and tell me, what is step 1 of the simplest form that you already created? What is step 1, Jaslyn?
Rewrite as sum.
Rewrite it as the sum. So I'm going to change 7 minus W to 7 plus negative W. Do you agree with that? Okay? What did step 2 tell you, Jaslyn?
Use distributive property.
Do I need to use the distributive property in either one of those expressions?
Yes.
Yes. Okay? So I'm just going to keep my 7 plus negative W. It's already in simplest form. Do you agree? Okay? But now I need to do the distributive property. What is 3 times negative 2W?
Negative 6.
Negative 6W.
What is 3 times 4?
12.
12. Now, have I done all of step 2?
Yes.
What did step 3 tell you to do? What does, look at it. Somebody new, tell me, what did you write step 3 is? Somebody new, talk to me. Josie.
Rearrange the terms and combine them.
Rearrange the terms. Okay? So I'm going to rearrange things. I got 7 plus what? Somebody tell me, what's 7?
Negative W.
No. I'm rearranging.
Plus 12.
7 plus 12. Talon plus what?
Negative W.
Negative W plus what?
Negative 6W.
Negative 6W. Are my terms now rearranged? Yep. So step 4 says, what does step 4 tell you to do, Zach?
Combine my terms.
All right. What is 7 and 12? 7 and 12 equals what, Esri? We got 19. What is negative W plus negative 6W, Emmy? Negative 7W. Am I done? Sure am. I had to simplify my expressions first Then go ahead and bring it on down, working on each one. Once I've simplified each expression, then I can rearrange, then I can combine, and I'm done. Is subtraction any different? No. Do you have a question, Kaylee?
Yeah, for addition, can you like write it like negative 7w plus 19?
You mean as the vertical way?
No, like can it be like flipped?
Oh, could I flip my final answer to say negative 7w plus 19? What property lets you do that? Yes, you can. What property? No, that's an operation. The commutative property, because it's an addition statement. Now, I can move those terms around if I want to. It doesn't matter at all. Commutative property lets me do that. Okay? Let's go with one example of subtraction. Okay? 9. Wait a minute, wrong one. Let's go with 4 plus 7. 4x, whoops. 4x plus 7. Sorry, guys, I left my variable up. That's in parentheses. Minus y minus 8. Okay. I gotta go back and I've got to simplify each expression first. So I'm gonna look inside my expressions. Is the first expression, 4x plus 7, as good as it's gonna get? Okay? If I look at y minus 8, what do I need to do to it before I say I'm done with it at this point? What do I need to do, Chance? Add opposite. I'm going to change subtraction to addition. Okay. What do I know is in front of my second expression that's in parentheses? What number is there that I understand it's not shown, but I know I can multiply it and it's not really going to change things? What number? Can you multiply by any number in the world and get that same number? What number is that, Jorlyn? 1. So I can go down here and I can put a 1 right there and it doesn't change a thing. The only thing it does allow me to do, because now I've got to subtract, I have two expressions being subtracted, and in our stuff it says rewrite as a sum. So I'm going to rewrite, add opposite. Do you agree? Okay? Okay, so I have 4x plus 7. Is that correct, Mr. Roper? What does the distributive property tell me to do with that negative 1, Roper? Distribute it. And so I'm going to take negative 1 and I'm going to multiply it by y. Do you agree? So that gives me negative 1 times y is negative 1y. Plus, what is negative 1 times negative 8? 8. Now do I have it rewritten as an addition statement, and have I used my distributive property? Okay. What's step 3? What is step 3? Justin, what's step 3? Back there on simplest form, what was our step 3?
Rearrange terms.
Okay, so tell me how to rearrange my terms. 4x plus what? Oh, and that should have been an x. Sorry, that's an x. Looks like a y, but it's an x. So 4x plus what?
4x plus x.
Plus 8. What kind of x is that? Negative x. That's a negative x. Okay, plus what?
7 plus 8.
Good. Now, according to the rules, all we got to do now is what? The very last step. Last step. What's my last step? Read your step. Number 4. Combine what? Combine. Good. Combine terms. So what is 4x plus negative x? That's gonna give me a 3x. Do not blur this time. What is 7 plus 8, Cole? What's 7 plus 8?
15.
You got it. Yes, sir. I know. Has everybody got this?
Yeah.
Do you think this might help you? All right, well, here's the deal. Many of you did not do as well as you wanted to on your homework today. Your assignment is to correct that homework. Completely correct it on a separate sheet of paper, everything you missed. We'll grade those tomorrow, and we'll add back those points to this assignment and raise that grade. If you got 100% on it, you don't have anything to correct. But if you didn't, you've got something to do. All right? It is time for a